Good evening and welcome to tonight's Select Board meeting. Today is Tuesday, September 10th, 2024. It is 7 p.m. Please be advised that this open meeting is being broadcast live and recorded for playback by WRPS at youtube.com/WRPS Rockland. Please go to WRPSRockland.com for further information. Please also be advised that the open meeting law gives the chair of a public body discretion to decide if public comment will be permitted, but the law does not require that a public body allow public comment or public participation during its meetings. Chief Scioli, could you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
New business. Vote to retain an independent investigator to review allegations of violations of the town's discrimination and harassment policy by multiple individuals against Charles Hession, Sewer Commissioner. Attorney Clifford?
Madam Chair, members of the board, last week it was brought to my attention that a number of complaints came from female employees or other persons associated with the town of Rockland regarding behavior or alleged misconduct by Mr. Hession. Those complaints trigger our obligation under the town's discriminatory harassment policy to do an investigation. Our discriminatory harassment policy is modeled off the MCAD policy, and it's really the same policy that virtually every other employer with more than 12 people in the Commonwealth follows. Our primary obligation when we receive complaints is not to make judgments or determinations as to whether or not those complaints are accurate. Our primary obligation is to do a fair and thorough investigation. To that end, I am recommending that the board vote to authorize the town administrator to retain an independent investigator to review the allegations and make findings and then report back to you. You also have the authority under the town's charter to investigate any department, and I'm recommending that you use that authority to investigate this conduct. We are not in any position to make any findings or assumptions that misconduct did occur. What we have are allegations. And as an employer, we have an obligation to, again, investigate, find out what happened, report back to the complainant, and also report back to the subject of the complaint. I am recommending that we try to find, that we do find, an independent investigator who has no prior ties to the town of Rockland. It will not be done by my firm. It will not be done by any employee of the town. So it will be a completely objective person coming in. They will interview the complainants. Mr. Hession will be fully advised of what the allegations are, and he will have a complete opportunity to respond to those allegations. But the sole request that I'm making of the board tonight is that you vote to authorize the town administrator to retain an investigator. Happy to answer any questions that you have about that process.
Thank you. Does the board have any questions or comment for Attorney Clifford?
I guess I have one. Is it typical to name the person that's being investigated publicly like this? Or I mean, I've never been through this before. I just didn't know if that's the normal way of conducting this type of thing. So.
There is the option of holding it in an executive session, but where Mr. Hession is an elected official, I'm recommending that the board do it in open session.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? With that, do I have a motion to vote to retain an independent investigator to review allegations of violations of the town's discrimination and harassment policy by multiple individuals against Charles Hessian, sewer commissioner.
Yeah, I'll make that motion, just as long as, you know, everybody is aware that there is no presumption of guilt in this matter. This is simply to investigate the validity of whatever charges may have been brought forward. So I'll make the motion that we launch the investigation.
And do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor? That's unanimous for all those that are here. Next, other new business not reasonably anticipated.
I have none.
Next, old business. Other old business not reasonably anticipated.
I have none.
Okay. Next, select board comments. I have one brief one. At the September 3rd executive session, the select board voted against relocating the Rockland Recreation Department to VFW Parkway and decided to pursue an exciting partnership with the school department for a move for both Rockland Daycare and Rockland Recreation Department to the Eston School property. The preliminary plan involves purchasing a modular structure for daycare, classrooms, and offices for Rockland Rec. The Recreation Department would be able to access Eston playgrounds, school, gym, and designated spaces during non-school hours. This will be on a future agenda, and more will be shared at that time, but I did want to share that that vote occurred during this September 3rd executive session. Select person Laughlin,
I have no comment.
select person Eller,
No comments today.
Vice Chair Childs.
I got nothing.
All right, with that, meeting adjourned.
Motion to adjourn?
Yeah. You know,
Motion to
I was
adjourn.
close, guys. Motion to adjourn. May I have a second?
Yep.
All right, all those in favor?
Yep.
All right. Good night, everybody.